Hello, everybody. Welcome to Attack of the Show. My name is Kevin Pereira.
And I'm Olivia Munn. We are coming to you from the G4 studios in Los Angeles.
On the show today, we'll check out an ultra-portable powerhouse netbook from Asus. It's got 2 gigs of RAM and an NVIDIA Ion graphics card, all for under $500. Find out how it rates on Gadget Prawn. Then we'll gaze into the past at an AOTS classic. It's a behind-the-scenes look at the secret lives of Cobra operatives Destro and the Barons.
And we'll show you how to hack your fancy new iPad so it can do basic things like multitask and hack this. Plus, Bridget Regan from Legend of the Seeker sits down with Kevin so they can start planning their future.
It's gonna be glorious.
You guys make a cute couple.
Thank you. Web videos. They're born, they live in obscurity, and then they die. Unless they get raptured by Around the Net.
Several choice videos ascended this week, including an exhibitionist dog and a sexy new take on life-saving techniques.
I might break out into a wind sprint at any second. Recently, the city of Cleveland suffered yet another devastating humiliation, but this time it was in the grand sport of Hooper Ball.
The Cavaliers are out of the playoffs, and Cleveland superstar LeBron James might be out of Cleveland.
Oh.
That's why the governor of the state of Ohio dropped what he was doing to convene an emergency sing-along starring as many Cleveland luminaries as he could summon.
With apologies to the song that was supposed to end starvation, We Are the World, here's the not so equally important We Are LeBron.
There comes a time when a decision must be made. Will the king move on or will he stay? We're helplessly waiting as we hold our breath in fear. Should we renew our tickets for next year? Please stay, LeBron. We really need you. No bigger heart is gonna love you half as much as we do.
Doesn't that make everyone want to go to Ohio?
No, nothing will make a man pack quicker than that crap. And when LeBron does leave, and he will, rioters are probably going to set fire to their river.
Well, and to the rest of us non-Clevelanders, it's going to be just like Thursday.
And at number 3, we have an inspiring protest against discrimination.
Apparently, car shows won't let hearses participate, but those car shows haven't met the H team.
If you have a hearse, if no other car club can help, and if you can get the time off of work, maybe you can come to HearseCon.
You know what, Kevin? When I die, because I know we'll be really close when we're like 70 or 80 or whenever that happens, I just please make sure that the hearse that carries me is fully armed.
We will honor your memory by shooting bazookas in the sky. We'll make that happen.
Thanks.
Yes. Today's number 3 item is one well-trained bitch.
The best part is that I know you were talking about a dog, because you find it funny every time.
It is. It's because that's what they call dogs that are women. And
What you doing, buddy? What you doing? Show me your junk. Show me your junk, Dove.
Come on! You gotta ask. I pulled the couch out. Come on, ask to see it. Ask to see it. I can do the trick. I can do it really well. Come on, ask me. Come on.
How you doing there, Kevin?
I'm doing pretty good.
How you doing? Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Hey, show me your junk.
Okay. Oh! Hit on it. Coming in at number 4 today, we have a sports clip.
Oh, was that private?
Starring the sportscaster.
It comes from Michigan student WOLV TV, where Charles Clinton has a slam dunk of a performance during an ice hockey game.
The 4th member of our crew, Charles Clinton. Charles? pleased about is that Billy Sauer has never lost a playoff game at Yost Ice Arena in his career. He's hoping that he'll have a chance to win the CCHA playoffs this year. Back to you, guys.
Let's send it back down to Charlie.
Okay, guys. Back to you, guys.
Let's take it back down to Charlie Clinton. Charlie.
Guys, Michigan. Stop. Back to you, guys. Back to you, guys. Back to you, guys. Back to you, guys.
Back to you, guys. I honestly didn't see anything wrong with that video, so I'm willing to offer him a contract right now as a Time to Sports sporting correspondent. Email me, please. MarFG4. Oh.
You'll have to let me know how that turns out. Back to you guys.
Okay. CPR. Sure, it saves lives and crap, but
Totally.
Don't you wish there was a way to make it sexier?
Well, wish no longer, Kevin. Soon all EMTs will have to be trained in super sexy CPR.
What?
Look, listen, and feel for breathing. If the person is not breathing, open their airway by lifting their chin with one hand and placing the other hand on their forehead and gently tilting their head back. Next, find their landmark between the nipples and begin chest compressions. Compression should be 1.5 to 2 inches deep at a rate of 100 per minute. After 30 compressions, give 2 breaths as before. Continue the cycles until the ambulance arrives or the victim shows signs of life.
I learned a lot from that video.
Yeah. I like the part with the compressions and the mouth breathing stuff.
Yes.
You remember how we do this? Number one thing?
I know that I'm not looking forward to seeing number one.
I am.
Today for the first time in my life. It's disturbing.
Listen, today's number one item is one of the most upsetting skating injuries we've ever seen.
It's so good.
Bleeding! Are you bleeding? I'm bleeding out of my balls, dude! So bad, ball! You want me to coming out of your...
No, ambulances are expensive.
Did anything go like inside? Dude, it's his ass is like where the in between his ass and his balls. The gooch. Yes.
The 911, what's your emergency? Oh, torn gooch? Yep, that was the goochal region.
You know, the first thing I see is like the friends in the back. When he falls, before he starts screaming, like the friends don't even move. Like there's one guy that's literally like this.
They're just totally
like
sitting there, yeah.
He's just like,
Yeah.
like he's still in chill position. He's like, nah, I'm not moving from
But the
this.
moment you hear, oh, blood.
You just go, oh.
Yeah.
That was like,
Menstruation.
ah.
It's not good.
You know, I have to tell you guys, like, up until like a few seconds ago, I had actually no idea the taint could rip like that. Just rip.
Yeah. And even though it's hilarious to watch happen, a ripped taint is no laughing matter. Did you know that several handfuls of tweens severely injure their taints every year?
It's sad, but true. Taint ripping is the 4th leading cause of injury to skaters, right behind nut shots, shin burns, and getting beat up by jocks.
It's an embarrassing and painful injury that often goes unreported. But it doesn't have to be this way. That's why we're here to tell you about the Taints for Tykes program.
National taint levels are at an all-time low, often leaving those with injured taints sewn together too tightly or, in some cases, replaced with animal taints. We're better than that.
You can easily donate a portion of your taint at participating hospitals. Taint donation is a short and relatively painless procedure, involving 6 or 7 doctors holding you down while forcibly removing the top several layers of skin from your perineum.
The operation is performed in a soundproof chamber so as not to terrify the rest of the hospital. When you're done, you won't be able to walk for a few weeks, but you'll easily wheelchair around knowing that you've helped someone with a less fortunate taint situation.
Sign up for your taint donation at taintsfortykes.org. Donations are not tax deductible. Still ahead! We'll put the new Asus netbook through the Gadget Prawn Ringer.
That's right. Stick around.
This portion of Attack of the Show is brought to you by Mitchum, the hardest working antiperspirant in America.
This week on Gadgetron, we tried to answer the eternal question: tablets.
Here's a clue. The winner can fold. Asus is known for two things. I think having
Computers.
That's okay. Three things: having an easily mispronounceable name and making great netbooks.
Yes, and how does this one stack up?
Ever since Asus started the netbook revolution with the EPC, they just keep making it better. Like the 1201N. Weighing in at 3.2 pounds and only 1.3 inches thick, this portable powerhouse packs an Intel Atom dual-core processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and NVIDIA Ion graphics. In addition, Windows 7 and a 12.1-inch LED display make this a steal of a netbook for $475.
So this netbook is a little larger than yesterday's tablet, right here, just a bit heavier, still really lightweight, and it is a little bit thicker, but still pretty awesome size. It doesn't necessarily feel too big, I have to say. Practically no battery bulge, really at all. But you said yesterday that netbooks always feel a little plasticky.
Yeah. And somebody on Twitter pointed out they feel that way because they're made of plastic. And I was like, oh, you are good.
Which makes it more lightweight.
Easy, Bill Nye. I didn't know you were on the internet. No, the whole plasticky thing means sometimes they feel cheap. And this one doesn't suffer from that.
Okay,
this one
that's
actually feels pretty solid, pretty rigid, even though it is made of plastic.
Well, I want you to say it feels cheap instead of using the word plastic.
Because it feels plasticky. There's a difference, sometimes you feel cheap, but, you're not made of plastic.
And you wonder why I have to go away sometimes.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Weird reaction. It is a...
What were you expecting?
Laughter.
Give her the laugh. Oh, wow, that was creepy. That was really weird. Oh.
And you
can we just do this whole thing over?
Guys,
can we just...
And you wonder why I have to go away sometimes.
Yeah. It's a 12-inch netbook, Olivia.
It's weird because my ego makes me think that they are completely laughing genuinely. But my brain knows they're not. Okay, it's a 12-inch netbook rather than the 10-inch from yesterday. It does have a little more room for everything, like the keyboard is a little bit more spaced out, touchpad, the screen. So, what do you think? Easy to use?
I think it's very easy to use. The keys are widely spaced. Yeah, it's a little crazy down there. They're widely spaced. It's immediately intuitive to type on. The down there that you were referring to being crazy, I think, is the touchpad, right?
It says it's greasy. It was greasy on the bar.
Oh, greasy, yeah.
When you said crazy, it's like, I don't know. So what were you guys doing?
They're like, oh, it's crazy down there with the buttons and the whatnot.
It was crazy. Look at that mouse pad. It's crazy.
Well, here's the thing. The trackpad does have this different texture than the rest of the netbook. So it's really nice. You don't lose track of where you are on the actual trackpad. And it supports multi-touch.
Most of them are a little bit.
Sometimes with netbooks, they try to do this flush design where the only thing to let you know that it's the trackpad is like a design on the thing. It's not actually raised or textured. So this is pretty clear. It doesn't have a touch screen like yesterday's, but the screen does look great and has a better resolution than the Lenovo that we talked about.
Now this is one of the only netbooks that has a dual core Atom processor, and you can add up to 8 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
I know, it's a lot. This one right here has 2 gigs. So with all of that, this right here, 2 gigs, is it as fast as it should be?
It's close. Boot up time is okay. It takes you about 50 seconds from power on to launching into a browser. I know. Our normal PC Mark Vantage tests were a little slower than we'd want. But here's the thing. It's a netbook, and you can play Team Fortress 2 on it at medium quality. So that's pretty sweet.
Okay, this is just as much as yesterday's tablet at $475. I'm looking for one that's a little bit bigger but not too big, and this seems lightweight, has all the stuff you'd want in it.
Don't be such a size queen. I think this will do what you need. I think this will get the job done.
I told you, I'm sorry. Sometimes the girl.
There's nothing I can do.
Sometimes it's just about this looks prettier.
You know.
when it's bigger.
There's a key for every lock, my friends. 4 out of 5 is what we're giving it.
That's what small guys say,
That's what we
Kevin.
say. That is what we
Kevin,
say.
let me just give you a tip. From me, as a friend of yours that's a girl, don't say that because girls automatically go, oh, he has a small penis.
I whisper that. I whisper that
don't
to
say-
them when they
just-
ask if it's in. I go,
Just say it. No. Because you're like, and my
And they go,
pee is big.
yeah, I'm like, let me try to pick this one. I need some tools.
Don't say it anymore.
That's it for today's Gadget Prawn, but if you have a gadget you'd like to see us rate, are we done? Oh, we're off the air. Oh, fantastic. Thanks. GadgetPrawn at g4tv.com is the address if you want us to rate something. Use your internet machine and figure it out.
Still ahead, Kevin and Morgan talk Alan Wake and Red Dead Redemption in Game Break.
And later, we'll show you how to jailbreak your iPad and hack this. But first, here's some unsound sex advice from our very own Drunkle Ted.
My cute little niece, Kevin, kicked me out of the house. To bring sexy times to the peoples. This is Sexist in the Streets. First, my eyeballs. And now, my man.
I've been with my girlfriend for quite a while now. She's great. I love her and everything, but she's horrible in bed.
Rotten in bed?
She's lazy, inhibited, not imaginative at all. I mean, I've tried talking dirty to her.
Did you try porn?
I've tried getting her into porn. She won't have it.
Porn's all I could think of.
What is it that I can do to get her out of the missionary position?
This is not a hard problem. First, give her some wine, loosen her up, and throw her the out.
Okay then.
I forget, does the earring in the left mean you're playing ball, or the right mean that you want my balls? Oh, we did it. Just doing my part to help keep the guys in LA to get their carrots wet. Thanks for coming. You know what I mean.
My drunk neighbor Steve calls my landlord the Dragon Lady. I'm guessing that means she's actually a dragon taking human form, which is awesome, except now I definitely have to get renter's insurance. Still, it's gonna be pretty sweet when I finally get to see her transform into her dragon self. I thought she might make the change while she was sleeping. That's clearly not the case. She also remained human while she was in the shower, and while she fed on her morning meats. I don't know what her problem is. If I was a dragon, I'd never waste my time turning into a human. I'd just roll around all day on my sweet piles of jewels or groom my shining scales with my hot serpentine tongue. All my landlady's done so far is raise my rent. Dragon lady? More like bitch lady.
It's time to talk Westerns and psychological thrillers.
Yes, it's Red Dead Redemption and Alan Wake o'clock on Game Break.
Both.
Yeah, I know,
both.
I know. All right, well, let's
You
start.
don't need to pay your rent.
Let's start with the
Dragon
horror
Lady's a bitch
suspense.
anyway. Okay,
She
sorry.
is. She keeps raising it.
Okay.
Alan Wake, or
Okay.
Alan Wah, because it's not Red Dead Redemption. It's a third-person horror suspense game.
Yes.
You play a writer.
You play
have
your
a flashlight. Can we move on now? Can we move on to the horse game, please?
Absolutely not, because this game is really good. Now, I have to say that I went into this game sort of thinking the same way that you're thinking. Like, it doesn't demo very well, because you're
No.
kind of clunky, and you don't really get the flashlight thing, and you think it's going to be annoying.
It was 6 years in the making, so I think people expect the Avatar of video games, and it's
But
not.
just forget anything you've heard about in the past. It's not this open world game, but actually it's really fun. The story is very involving. If you're a fan of like Twin Peaks, you know, if you've ever liked a survival horror game, you're actually really gonna like this game. Now, I know you only played it for a little bit.
Yeah, I can't pass any judgment on this game because
Right.
I was 45 minutes into a game that is hours and hours of gameplay.
Because at first I was like, for the first hour, I'm like, oh, I have to play this game, blah, 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 blah. And then...
Is that what you say out loud every time you pop on a disc?
I totally do.
My name's Morgan Webb, I'm putting in a game, I'm putting it
They want me
up.
to talk about it in Game Break, whatever. And then I play it and I'm like, wait a minute. This game's actually pretty awesome.
Well, what was drawing you in, though?
Okay.
Was it the writing and the storyline, or was it the amazing flashlight mechanics?
You're making fun of me.
No, I'm just because, like, any game where it's like, do you really want to hurt your enemy? Well, shine it harder.
Well, no, because the enemies are basically like made of darkness, so you have to take the darkness power away with the light, and then you can shoot that. Whatever. It's not annoying.
Why are you holding a flashlight?
In case you contradict me, I can shine it upon you, and then you'll be banished.
Oh, this is really selling me on the fun of Alan Wake now. Yeah, you're right.
Whatever, people. It's a fun game.
No, compelling story, decent enough writing, good gameplay mechanics.
Good gameplay. It's a really interesting, involved story. There's a lot of nuances. You can really interact with the world. The story is told in a very immersive way. You're never really taken out of the gameplay.
I'm guessing 4 out of 5.
You get a 4 out of 5.
Okay, all right, good.
If you like Twin Peaks, if you like Survivor Horror, buy it. I'm really, really, really enjoying it.
Okay, Red Dead Redemption, go!
Just talk. I mean, whatever. I know
It's awesome! You start off on a donkey! You're a friggin' donkey! You're riding around with friends on your donkey!
In the single player, you actually do get a horse, and you start out, and it's very story-driven. You identify with this character, you're this badass cowboy.
Or you press B and skip the entire story like I did.
I know, I was explaining to Kevin.
And I'm like, wait, I'm married? I have kids? What the hell is going on in this game?
Your daughter died, and yeah.
Spoiler!
And that's not spoiler because it happened in the first 10 minutes of the game.
That
so
I
doesn't count as a spoiler. No, I know. You were the son of a prostitute and her pimp, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, great gameplay.
It's good gameplay, it's a good story. It's basically Grand Theft Auto on horses. So if you guys liked Grand Theft Auto and you like Wild West, also you get
I will say that I was not a huge fan of Grand Theft Auto, the latest one, believe it or not. I liked it for a couple of weeks, but I feel like they were trying to recreate a world that I know very well, that's very big and very complex. What I love about Redemption is that this isn't a world that I know.
Right.
And that all that wasteland that's out there where tumbleweeds are going by, it's populated with animals and occasional people where these events sort of happen, and this gameplay feels immersive, and it feels like it's happening in the moment.
It is actually very interesting. You'll be riding through the world and some guy's gonna run up to you and say, hey, they're about to hang my buddy for no reason, you have to come help. And it feels organic. It doesn't feel like this sort of time-triggered event. And that's very impressive the way they do that.
And we just saw Deadeye there, which is sort of like their bullet time, which is nice. Cool feature to slow things down.
Yeah.
I do think it's weird that, when you're collecting flowers, you are the gruffest, scarred up, I'm going to ride my horse and go lasso. Oh, look at Daisy.
I know.
Oh. I'm going to put that in my satchel.
You do level your herbalism, which is just a little bizarre.
It's weird. And so there are some hitches there. But again, multiplayer as well. The single player, we know it's going to be good. Lots of good voiceover, lots of good missions. Multiplayer, hang out with your friends, form a posse, and the gameplay will sort of emerge from that, right?
Right. Now, you played a lot more multiplayer than I did, because you got on later than I did.
Yeah, no, and it wasn't, quite frankly, it wasn't working for a large portion of the evening, but now that when it was last night, yes, you're able to hop in with your friends, you can form a posse, you can ride around from town to town and do these little experiences, or you can hop into more traditional gameplay modes and just blow the hell out of each other, which is great. What is X-Play giving Redemption?
It got a 5 out of 5.
So,
it's a really, really great game. If you weren't super into Grand Theft Auto, don't be put off. It wasn't one of my favorite games either, because I didn't really identify with any of the characters in that game, so I didn't care that much what happened to them. Whereas this, I identify with the
son of a prostitute,
the tough guy from the streets. That's me, no.
Here's the issue. Both great games, two very different games, came out in the same week. I think a lot of gamers are going to have to decide on which one to get now, and then maybe which one to get later at a used price or to rent later.
I would definitely say if all of your friends are playing Red Dead, then you should get that because you're going to want to play along with them.
I agree.
But if you're a survival horror person, you're going to need to get Alan Wake, period.
And now, for people who like silly things like multitasking.
Oh, who wants to do that?
Nobody. We have a treat.
What is this, the mid-'80s? The secrets to jailbreaking your iPad lie within this. Hack this.
Apple's tight control of the iTunes App Store means that some of the best apps and games for the iPad might never see the light of day. That means no customizing, no multitasking, no emulators, and no porn? Well, if you jailbreak your iPad, you can have all that and more right now. So what's jailbreaking? Well, it's a process that removes the iPad's built-in locks, giving you the freedom to install and run any application without restrictions. Be warned that there is some light hacking involved. You'll be voiding your warranty, and you run the very real risk of breaking your iPad. That means rendering it inoperable. So sync your iPad to iTunes and back up any important data before you start. If you've heard enough and want to take the plunge, visit spiritjb.com and download Spirit, the free application that makes all of this possible. Connect your iPad to a Mac or PC, run the Spirit application, and click the big jailbreak button. Yeah, that's it. Once your iPad reboots, the screen will update to show a progress bar. Back on your home screen, everything should look the same, but with one small change. You now have an application called Cydia. This is your new app store. But don't worry, the iTunes App Store still works for purchasing and downloading approved apps. Simply launch Cydia and you're ready to snag some very cool apps and utilities, including game emulators, theme changers, and more. Many are free, but just like the iTunes App Store, some of the best are paid apps. If you think it's worth the risk of turning your iPad into an expensive paperweight, there's a whole new world of applications waiting for you, and all thanks to the magic of jailbreaking.
Here's a jailbroken iPad. It's a jailbroken iPad. Look at this iPad. It done broke right out of jail.
What a fun song.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the official jailbreak song.
I like it.
It's not. Now let's get to the fun part, which of course are the applications. Our first one is Winterboard. This will let you customize all of your icons, every ounce of the appearance. There's tons of themes available for download on Cydia right now, and as you can see, you tap it, you tap again, you taps one mo, you tap, and you wait for the sideways apple to turn into a beautiful unlock screen, and then you unlock that beautiful screen, and bam, snazzle, you done customized your iPad.
Now, even though there will soon be an official way to multitask, you can actually do it right now with Backgrounder.
What?
So listen to this. You load your first app, Pandora.
Okay, I'm on board.
Then double tap the status bar.
Hear what you're saying?
Okay, and Pandora continues to run in the background.
Dig it, princess.
So then you can listen while you use other apps. And what it does is it shows an icon on the app so you know it's backgrounded.
Groove.
Now, obviously this works for all other apps, so no more constantly relaunching. How about that, huh?
Stank nasty.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. Our last one is a Super Nintendo emulator. It costs $5.99.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It will play Super Nintendo ROMs. We're obviously playing not that game, a homebrew one called Airwolf, which, oddly enough, in Airwolf, you control a tank, which is a ground-based vehicle. But hey, there you go. You can play all sorts of legal ROMs and illegal ones, like Super Mario Kart and Street Fighter 2 work just as well. There's a built-in Bluetooth support for the Wiimote. It's got everything you'd want. Most of these jailbroken apps are made for the iPhone, but the iPad versions are appearing as well. So just give it a little time, guys.
Stay tuned to see Bridget Regan from Legend of the Seeker work her magic on Kevin.
Right now, let's learn about how Butterfinger can pay us back for all those years of candy buying.
A crime wave of epic proportions is sweeping the country. Good citizens everywhere live in fear of debased criminals laying a finger on their precious Butterfingers. If you are the victim of this devastating loss, there's only one place to turn. The Butterfinger Defense League. They are Eric, Sex Strutter, Blue, Strongman Ferrigno, and Charisma, Sassy Carpenter. When all hope is lost, they make life delicious again. But we are looking for someone to be the fourth member of the league, and it could be you. Rule number 1. Tell us why you'd be a valuable addition to the Butterfinger Defense League. Show us your own unique ability that makes you a perfect candidate to protect Butterfingers across the globe.
I'd make a great fourth member because I was raised by coyotes in the Angeles National Forest, and I can track a Butterfinger up to 3 miles away. Plus, I invented Butterfinger nunchucks.
Rule number 2. Videos must be no longer than 60 seconds.
Well, it's perfect, except it's 65 seconds long. Why is it 65 seconds long?
Rule number 3. Remember to include a Butterfinger and the line, "Nobody's gonna lay a finger on my Butterfinger." You must say it exactly like that.
Nobody better finger my butter.
Cut. That is so very wrong. Run it again. Take 42.
All submissions will be judged by G4 on the criteria of creativity, technical merit, and the best use of Butterfinger.
The field will be narrowed to 2 finalists, and both will be transported to the 2010 San Diego Comic-Con and appear on the G4 stage with Kevin and me.
The grand prize winner will be announced live and initiated as the 4th member of the Butterfinger Defense League. Plus, they'll walk home with a $20,000 prize.
Go to g4tv.com/Butterfinger Defense League for more info. Good luck.
Legend of the Seeker is probably heading off to TV heaven this weekend.
But Bridget Regan is sure that it will live on in lesbian fan fiction.
Kaylin, we made it! Declan, what's happening?
Richard, the Mother Confessor. She's being attacked by women in red robes.
Sisters of the Daughters.
Oh, that was lacking from Keanu when he did that. Bridget Regan is here, everybody! Hello. My favorite horse dodger.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm really good.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you. You too.
It's bittersweet though. With the Seeker. This weekend, the big finale.
Yeah.
Are you guys going all out for that? Are you just blowing up everything and killing off characters and throwing horses over cliffs? Or what do you do?
Nearly. I mean, it was probably the most exhausting 2 weeks of the shoot for me. It was my character was in a bit of an altered state, and I was doing a lot of riding and running and killing.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it the blood rage? Is that what it is?
That's right. Yes. The
What's
Kandar blood rage.
What is blood rage?
Well,
is it?
Kaylin, my character, she's got this magic within her, and when she's really provoked and gets really angry, she goes into the blood rage, which is a term that really took off on set amongst the ladies, as you can imagine.
Right, I was like, this is like a once a month thing.
Yeah.
When you ladies get filled with the blood rage.
She's got the blood rage.
Why don't
Stay
you just
away.
take some Midol and get a back rub? Wouldn't that save society? Or?
Yeah, well,
Did they not have like ye old Yaz back then? It's low estrogen. I'll let that one go through. I'll let that one go through the room. We asked our viewers to send in some questions to you, and they did. And the one we picked is pretty spectacular. Sci-Fi Geek 1 wants to know if you're aware of all the the gay for Kaylin fan fiction out there. And I laugh because apparently there's mountains of it. Like there's entire journals of gay fan fiction for your character. You're nodding as you are clearly aware of this.
Well, our producing director on the show, his assistant was a huge fan of all this fan fiction, and she would come to us like in tears, laughing so hard, printed out copies and would hand them to me and Craig and Tab, and we would drive home laughing hysterically, and I was like, where is this girl? We need to get her as a writer on this show. I mean, like it's really good if you need an afternoon filled at home.
See, you actually liked the fanfic then? You weren't freaked out by it at all?
I was like, can we turn the show into a parody, please, and shoot this? Like, it's hilarious. Yeah.
You know what? KevinPerrer.com will launch that new web series immediately if you're willing to sign up for it. We will.
Deal.
We will get it out there.
Yeah.
We have tons of tweets from everybody coming in. Save Our Seeker, the movement out there was huge. People really showed up in droves to help this thing. They raised like over $20,000 to help the series?
I can't believe it. I mean, the more that I hear, the more that I'm just completely in awe and touched and surprised and just so thankful that our fans are so devoted to the show, and it means the world to us, and it's so touching.
And in 20 grand sounds like a ton, but that's enough to fly like a light stand to New Zealand to shoot an episode. So did that? I mean, did they save the Seeker? I mean, or is it like is the nail in the coffin? It's done, or is there a chance maybe somewhere,
it doesn't
sometime?
look like that I'm gonna go back and be putting on a white dress and a corset anytime soon.
Well, that's not in my fan fiction anyways, but if you'll put on the rabbit ears and the leather boots, then we could make some magic.
All right.
What's next for you then? I mean,
I'm traveling and I'm producing a musical in New York, which is so, I know, out of left field.
There you go.
Yeah, and
what's the musical?
It's called Camp Wanatachi, and it's about two girls that fall in love at Christian summer camp.
So you are using some of the fiction then. You are going to take a couple of your favorite pages, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know do we have time to. I wanted to propose something to you.
What?
Just because I know that now you have a little bit of free time when you're not producing musicals and traveling. If your future is kind of wide open, why not have a future with me? And so I figured, after the show, if you want to start at go get some Hunkau Froyo, because I know, I just figured we could start there. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Do you like the Froyo?
I do.
What kind of toppings do you like? We'll make sure there's
like
double.
Strawberries,
You know what? I love strawberries too. This is already going great.
Okay.
And see, I think, that's a solid foundation to build a relationship. You take that right to the double wide wedding at Casa de Pereira. And some of those...
How many babies were in that photo?
As many as you want, really. I mean, that was a cut and paste. That's just a mock-up, but we could adopt, we could do whatever you want. And then, of course, the back alley drug trade. If we really need to. Well, so, that's what the photo came out as? All right. That was not what that was supposed to be, but that's fine. That's fine.
I'm so touched, Kevin. Thank you.
Is that a resounding yes?
Well, we'd have to speak with my boyfriend first, but...
What are his favorite froyo toppings? Thanks, Bridget Regan, for stopping by. You're awesome. We love you. We love the Seeker. I hope it comes back in some way, shape, or form, really. You guys, thank you again. Question for the kids.
Yeah.
You guys tired of always having your ass beaten? Okay, well, if you answered yes, don't miss Weston Scott and Allison Hayslip and a new G4 special, Tomorrow's Warrior.
Not today.
No, tomorrow.
You're ahead of the time.
Or a future warrior. They'll teach you how to be Jason Bourne, and you don't even have to get off your couch.
That's not very Jason Bourne-like.
No, it's not at all, actually.
Jason Bourne would get up to his couch.
His couch would be really shaky if you were sitting on it, though.
But you know what? I get the. I know. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying,
I get what you're saying. You don't have to get up because you.
All you have to do is watch the special Tomorrow's Warrior. Hey!
Your training begins June 3rd at 8 p.m. Details at g4tv.com/Tomorrow's Warrior. Come for the training and stay for a special sneak peek of the A-Team in theaters June 11th.
Oh, it's a value add.
See, you're coming for training, and you're also there for a treat.
You just put sprinkles on top of the cherry on top of that delicious television sundae.
Yeah, I know. I did that. Still ahead, today's AOTS Classic is Cobra Commander's first appearance on this show.
We're traveling back to November of 2007 to see Munn dressed up as the Baroness. Stick around.
Let's face it, if you're not shooting HD, you're a sucker and a bum. The problem is, it ain't cheap. But with DXG's A80, you won't have to cough up a whole month's rent to upgrade to high def. This tiny camcorder packs a punch, shooting full 1080p at 30 frames a second. It even boasts a 240-frame high-speed shooting mode. Beyond the 3-inch touchscreen, it's got all the bells and whistles, including image stabilization and a 10x digital zoom. It also shoots 12-megapixel still shots and has a continuous shot mode that takes 30 pictures a second. And of course, it sports a direct HDMI out, so watching your masterpieces in high def is a snap. If you're looking to go HD, but don't want to empty out your pockets to do so, this DXG is a perfect fit for only $250. Coming up Monday on an all-new Attack of the Show, Chuck's Joshua Gomez will join us live in studio just in time to spoil the show's season finale. Then we kick off a week of sleek, high-speed portable hard drives in Gadget Prawn. And Anna David hits the streets to answer all of your sex questions, like how to last longer in the sack. I say whiskey. See it Monday.
I put on some glasses and a cat suit, and I became the Baroness. It's a true story. It's in today's classic. It also starred Destro and Cobra Commander.
And I played the G.I. Joe sailor on shore leave, codenamed Gangplank. So...
You're not in the video. Stop telling people that.
Well, nonetheless, I was in a classic video where I played a sailor named Gangplank.
Well, that's
Google
not
it.
on this show.
Baroness, Cobra Commander's second in command. She is a merciless killing machine. Destro, his only loyalty is to the evil woman he loves. Together, they represent the darkest threat mankind has ever known. If there exists such a thing as pure evil, this is it. Of course, there's also a downside.
Oh God, Baroness, I'm sorry.
You broke my nose! Oh, it does.
Well, I'm off to work.
Have a good day decimating the jaws and bringing about a fascist Armageddon. Cobra!
Cobra!
Cobra! All right, goodbye. Oh, okay. Thank you.
I wish you could come into the office on Cobra Island today. I'm torturing prisoners.
Really? Who?
Shipwreck, Barbecue, and Mutt.
Those are joke names, right?
Just you and me, my love. The destruction of the world can wait until tomorrow. Let's make sweet love here among the grass.
You have a magnet stuck to your face.
Damn it!
Also, there's some rust. I'll get the WD-40. I love watching 2.5 Men.
I'm glad we have a night in. Just the two of us, my love.
Cobra! La 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 la!
Christ!
Damn it, Cobra Commander, don't do that!
Hello, Destro. Baroness. I hope I'm not intruding.
Well, actually, we were just watching a program and it's about...
Excellent. I was thinking of new ways to crush the Joes. I was thinking about a teleportation device, a weather dominator, or even a pyramid of darkness.
Cobra Commander, we were just going to watch our favorite TV show.
Excellent. I'll join you. Cobra! La 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 la. Sorry, bad habit.
Destro and Baroness. World domination is tough, but love is tougher.
The higher you jump,
the more it hurts when you hit your balls.
43-inch vertical leap attempt right here. Here we go.
You can't do it.
Don't doubt yourself.
Scrotacular.
really makes a girl appreciate not having external genitalia.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Grenade goes off in the meat market, still gonna eat.
Ew! What girls are you dating? Go to g4tv.com/AOTS for all the things exciting and more.
Thanks to Bridget, Regan, Morgan Webb, and me. Next place starts right now. Good night.
What about me?
Next place starting.